Hello there and welcome. I'm Peggy and thank you for letting us share a part of your day. And we have a busy time ahead with phone numbers, websites, places, things happening. And believe it or not, spring is going to be with us. And it's time to think about getting out and about, hiking, walking, being in the woods. We have nice information about something called South Mountain Family Camp. And we want you to know about that. And right now, celebrating 78 years in existence, Miracle Hill. And they have performed miracles in people's lives for 78 years. And I want to welcome two special ladies. And Frankie Powell is here. She is the vice president. And next to her is Sandy Furnell. And Sandy is the events coordinator. And your outreach is very broad. And you have a great outreach, I know, to children who need foster care.
Right. We do. We're in 4 different counties in the upstate South Carolina. We're the largest provider of homeless services in the upstate. And every night we care for about 560 people in our shelters. We have 9 shelters and 8 thrift stores in the upstate.
Now, wait a minute. Let me sink in with that. 9 shelters. Every night you have about 560 people, and that includes children.
That includes children. About 100 of those are children in our shelters.
Amazing. So these people are literally would be on the street if you weren't there, probably.
If we closed our doors just in Greenville County, we would have 350 people just in Greenville County on the streets.
Now, are these the same people that stay there, or do they stay a night and leave, or what?
Sometimes they do. We do have long-term programs. Our Overcomers and renewal programs are addiction recovery facilities, and so they stay longer there. Typically, we have about an average stay would be about 90 days for people.
That's amazing. And Sandy, you are the one that plans all these things that go on all year long. And this one this is beautiful. This is Ride or Run for the Homeless. This is a good brochure.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited about that event.
And how many years have you had this now?
This will be our 11th year that we've done the Miracle Hill Challenge.
And this is one of your big fundraisers for the year.
It is. This is a very big fundraiser, and we welcome people from all over the upstate to participate in it. And there really is something for everyone. Because you can ride if you are a cyclist. We have a shorter distance for folks who maybe just want to ride the Swamp Rabbit Trail, 20 miles. But for the more avid cyclists, we have 40, 62, and even 100 miles. So for those folks who really train hard, we have something for them as well. But there's also a 5K, and so for those who like to run or walk, they can hop right in and do that as well. So, and
now
this year
will be at Furman University?
It will be Furman University on June 6th. And anyone who wants to find out more information or register can just go to our main website at miraclehill.org.
Yeah, there it is on the screen. And of course, we have a phone number as well, which is local, 864-268-4357. And if you want any information about Miracle Hill or the events that they have, and particularly this one, you can plan right now, because this June 6th will be here before you know it.
It will be. We've already got registration open right now, and this year we've added a Miracle Mile Fun Run for kids, which is a free event. So we're going to have that 1 mile out at Furman, so bring the whole family out and get the kids involved.
So everybody can participate.
Absolutely.
And all the funds that you get from this go right into Miracle Hill.
They do. That's what's so great about it. You can have a great time, have fun, while doing it for a very good cause. So they can trust that the funds that they raise, if they do it on their fundraising page when they register, get that out to family and friends and associates, and it's a great way to raise funds for the ministry.
Now tell me, Frankie, just give us an overview. You know, we've all heard Miracle Hill. What actually, 78 years, what actually is the overview? What do you do?
Well, we started in 1937. We began as a soup kitchen down on West Washington Street, where our where the Greenville Rescue Mission is. Greenville Rescue Mission is a part of Miracle Hill Ministries. And as we went on, in about 1958, we started a children's home. So our children's home is in Pickens County. Although we have expanded that, and we have two, a boys shelter in Greenville and also one in Spartanburg County now. But we care for about 100 children every day. These are children who have been placed with DSS, and DSS has placed them in our care. Our goal, though, is to reunite children with their parents, but that's not always always a possibility. So what we, when we can't do that, then we like to place them with a family member. If we can't do that, then they may end up in our foster care program, which is a great, great program. Miracle Hill is one of the very few faith-based organizations that the state allows to license their their own foster parents. And we like to do that because then we know we're placing our children in Christian homes.
And that's important. So they're all checked out ahead of time. You don't just take a child and...
No, we don't just drop somebody in somebody's family. There's a vetting process that we go through with them. We have foster care workers who make sure that the kids are going into the right families.
And you try to put them in a Christian environment.
That's correct. We do. So it's exciting. The ones that are in, we do have group care in some of our, in our facility in Pickens County, but the children that are there usually are sibling groups, and it's a lot harder to place 4 or 5 children.
But you don't want to separate. They've already
So we
been
don't want to
through
separate
trauma.
them. So we keep them together there. In fact, I'll tell a little short story. We had a little girl that came in up there. She was 13. She was so excited to be at Miracle Hill Children's Home. And you don't hear of too many children that are excited to be in a children's home. But she found out her 2 brothers had been placed at Miracle Hill Children's Home, and she had become a mother figure to those children. So she was just thrilled to be with us, and she's thriving with her brothers up there. So it's exciting.
That's beautiful. So they were reunited.
They were reunited, and she had no idea that that's where they were when they were separated, because DSS doesn't tell them that kind of thing. But then she found out that's where they were, and she came. So it's exciting.
So your outreach is enormous. It's mainly the families, but you also work with people who have alcohol, drug addiction problems.
We have people, our Overcomers and Renewal are for people with addiction recovery issues. So we have those. We have 4 actually emergency care shelters: Greenville Rescue Mission, Shepherd's Gate. We have a rescue mission in Spartanburg and also one in Cherokee County. So all of those are for emergency care. So we have 9 altogether. So it's exciting, and we reach from Greenville all the way up to Cherokee County. So
oh my, it's a tremendous outpouring of God's love.
It is. It is, and we feel blessed that God allows us to do that.
All right, now you have obviously knowledgeable people in place, but what about volunteers? What if somebody out there said, well, how can I help? I know you need funds, but beyond that.
We have about 600 volunteers at Miracle Hill Ministries. Last year we logged about 76,000 hours of volunteer work. 76,000
hours?
So we have people that are volunteering all the time. They do things from serving meals, if you want to do it with a group, with a church group or something like that. They come in, they serve meals. We also have mentoring programs so that they can mentor the people in our shelters. Very strong mentoring program in Overcomers and Renewal, and also in our children's home. Because a lot of these kids, that's what they need. They need people who love them and care about them and want to risk having a relationship with them.
Because many of these children have come from very hurtful situations.
Most of our children are with us because of neglect or abuse.
Yeah, so it's dramatic.
It is.
And tell me about, Sandy, you're one busy lady. So you're in charge of all these events that take place, and of course the one on June 6th, the big ride or run for the homeless, that's coming up in June, and you're working on that, but you do other events as well.
We do. We actually have banquets as well. We have a big banquet in Greenville every year, which is on March 17th this year.
And you try to bring a speaker or somebody to draw
we do.
People in.
And I just want to add, when you were talking about volunteers, that's another avenue that people can serve in the ministry is with events. If they'd like to volunteer at one of the events, I mean, the challenge event in June is definitely a volunteer intensive event. We need people to be out on the 5K course, cheering people on, making sure that they're going in the right direction.
And this starts at Furman.
Absolutely. Everything starts and ends at
So
Furman,
you need
all the events.
volunteers at Furman University area
That's
to
right.
help people.
We do. We'll need people to help with setup in the morning very early because the first event starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's when our earliest riders will leave out. So we'll need people to help with setup. We'll need people to help with cleanup, people who can be runners and just whatever needs to get done during the process of the day, because as you can imagine, an event like that doesn't just happen. Lots of hands on deck in order to make it happen. So we'd love to have lots of people step up to volunteer for that.
And that's the next big thing, June the 6th. So,
June 6th.
if you want more information, I'll keep it here, but you can sign up or call up, and anybody's welcome, even small children there are events for. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank
you
you.
both so much. Now we're going to go to a quick break, and then we're going to find out about a brand new South Mountain camp. It's a family camp, and it's new. We'll be right back.